I am pursuing professional beach volleyball, and I use a lot of means to get there, such as starting a dog walking business. Coaching rowing was the start of how I was supporting myself. And now I'm doing some tutoring, putting my biology degree to work, all to pursue the dream of being a professional athlete. I grew up playing soccer. I really wanted to play in college, but I didn't really have that much opportunity, like most people, to play club. And I got there, found out that you could try out for the rowing team. This was at UCLA, and you had to have no experience necessary, and you could possibly get a scholarship. I tried out for the team for a month, and I made it, and I was set apart pretty early on as one of the faster ones, and so the coaches really liked me, and that made me really like what I was doing, even though it was so new and hard and crazy. And then I was fighting for this varsity spot as a sophomore. It was just my second year ever rowing, and I just was on top of the world. I'm like, this is so fun. It's so rewarding because I'm actually achieving things. I achieved a scholarship as well from that first year to second year. So I did not know it, but I had a tumor that was growing since birth on my left lung. And it is called a teratoma, and it could potentially be your twin, or it could be a part of you that breaks off and keeps germinating these cells. This tumor had the tissue of brain cells, nerve cells, hair, cartilage, anything you'd find in a human. It ended up squishing my left lung, and the reason it got to be the size of a football was because it lived in my chest cavity. Mine was weird in that it took away my breathing capacity. So I don't know how long, but I was breathing with one lung for sure when I was on the rowing team and some years of soccer. I actually collapsed. I'm just trying to not move, because every time I moved, it created this cascade of pain that was like someone was stabbing me. And I went from being so strong to so weak so fast that it really shocked me. And I was thinking, what is going on? This can't be true. I was just rowing this morning. It's fine. It was such an intense sport where I'm literally reaching out and pulling back and rowing and hanging on this side of my body every stroke, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds a day. It was creating this fluid that ended up trying to collapse my other lung. So I guess that was the pain I was feeling, was this fluid affecting me. I dismissed all the pain that I had leading up to it. I had a lot of back pain, weird stuff going on when I was studying for finals, and I dismissed it as rowing's hard. The surgeon came into the room. This was near my hometown in Chino, and she didn't really have the mindset that I would be an athlete anymore after this. She just wanted to do standard procedure, which is a thoracotomy, and you cut through the lats, you break the ribs, and you basically cut off one lung with the tumor. It looked like I was dying. I could not go to the bathroom. I couldn't do anything. Couldn't move for like a month. And I ended up getting transferred to this hospital in Beverly Hills, and they did not do a thoracotomy. They separated my ribs with some Jaws of Life scenario where they didn't have to break them, and they separated my muscles and the tumor from my lung with electrocautery, which just kind of gets it off of there, and it saved my lung. The surgeon said my lung puffed back up with air and to get him a gold medal. So I started rowing again. It was shock at first. And then I realized if I'm gonna have a good outcome, I need to be strong. So I really leaned into my faith and just didn't let any of the negative, I didn't try to give any credit to the negative emotions of, what if I don't make it out of this, or any type of thing like that. I tried to shut that out. And so that, because I knew just anything about just even being optimistic helps your outcome. So I was relentless about staying positive. And I even remember praying to God, saying, God, use me as an inspiration, whether I live or die. So I knew I could die at that moment, but I still had peace. I had a lot of family and friends around me who came, teammates who came immediately and were there, sleeping in my room at the hospital. I rowed again for 2 years and got to compete in the national championships. We were the first, my boat was the fastest in the nation. I knew that I had gotten better and got back to 100%. And I wanted to be thankful for that by continuing to play sports. It never made sense in my mind to stop playing at that point, especially when I had overcome so much. And the best friend that I met on the team, Krista, she had played volleyball before, and we just were brainstorming one day. I wanted to keep rowing and training for that, even though I lacked that lung capacity. And then we put on the list beach volleyball. We could play together, it's free. And at that time I was thinking, okay, I learned a new sport in college. It took me 4 years to get pretty good. I'm still young, 22, maybe I can learn again, and it's a sport that doesn't rely so much on my lung. Maybe I have a better chance at being a pro. And there's also a pro circuit for volleyball. There's no pro circuit for rowing. It's just like Olympics or nothing. So I honestly thought it was my better chance at being a pro athlete. So I started on that journey, and my best friend taught me beach volleyball. She taught me volleyball from the basics. I never played. I was actually terrible in middle school. It just seemed like an opportunity I couldn't say no to, even though I was trying to go to medical school. And so I just gave that up and I moved to Hermosa Beach, and I've been playing ever since, and it's been 4 years now. I just feel like I can't not be an athlete because of how I overcame such a physical, crazy thing. And when I look back, I was actually breathing with one lung and competing at such a high level. So I did that with one lung, and so I thought about, oh my gosh, if my body's okay, I want to see what I could do with two. And I want to go to the Olympics. I want to be a pro. I don't know if that's even possible, but let's see what happens. It's been 4 years. Let's see what happens in 10 more. I do feel like I could live a great life if I did not become a professional athlete. I can use my competitive drive in other ways. Even sharing my story, I want to give people hope that they can overcome any injury that comes their way or any hardship, whether it's money or a family tragedy, which I've had all of those in this time that I've pursued this dream. And I want to tell them to not give up. And there are answers, and to keep searching. There were times where I thought I may not overcome X, Y, and Z, but I did. And to look at someone who's in that spot and doesn't know if they can, I'd love to guide you through it. I'd love to tell you that you can, that there is hope. Whatever you're facing, keep searching for answers.